Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And, well, let's start with the Amazon area. It's a pretty typical starting point. And this is a very difficult game, which is why I'm not going to go to the most difficult stage first, because that would just be a suicide mission. The difficulty in this game, now I've talked about in the past how X games have really cool music in their stages, and this is no exception. Oh, difficulty. Difficulty in X games can be fairly easy, and then there might be like a couple sudden spikes of difficulty, which I don't really care for sudden spikes of difficulty. One thing about this game is that the difficulty is pretty consistent throughout the entire game. However, that whole difficulty is a tremendous spike from the rest of the X series. And one of the reasons I'm so frustrated with the difficulty is I don't consider it, most of the things, to be a well-designed difficulty. I'll explain more along the way when we get to examples of what I'm talking about. But the Amazon area, not only does it have pretty cool music, but, which armor is this? Blade armor. Okay, this is the foot part for the blade armor. That sounds like a cool armor. I don't think it's quite as cool as it sounds, but that's okay. It's still decent. But just like Mega Man X5, we have to collect all 4 parts before the armor does anything. And there's 2 different armors to get for X, so that means there's... I don't like that those guys come back, that's annoying. So that means, you know, a capsule in each stage. And we have a new little swirly enemy that dropped a blue orb. That guy was called a Nightmare. And he tries to eat these Reploids, or not quite eat them, but steal their bodies, and there's something we can't get. Also, like X5, the, those blue orbs will be important later. Also in X5, like X5, as we collect or save the Reploids, we get 1-ups for doing that. There is something up there, but I cannot reach it in this form, so we'll have to come back. Instead, we'll go down this way, which, no, you're not going to eat him. Once one of those nightmares either eats or... Is there a way down here? Oh, there is a way down here. No. Oh, and hey, there's the heart tank. Once one of those nightmares eats the Reploid or steals it, takes it over, you can't get it back. You don't get another option to... the options are either to kill it or leave it there, and it'll either go missing or say dead on the screen, on the rescue list back at home base. And if that happens, you cannot collect that Reploid for the rest of the game. This is important because, as I mentioned, Reploids give parts, and here's a really poorly designed part of the stage. There's tons of spikes down below, and I don't know where I'm dropping into. Oh, okay, well that's somewhat safe. You guys are annoying. Yeah, I don't like blind spike drops like that, and you could easily land on the spikes. That's the only badly designed part of this stage that I highly dislike. The rest is very tame, especially compared to what the rest of this game will throw at us. Oh, thank you. So, there's 16 Reploids in each stage to save, but if you fail to get them, you could end up missing out on some fairly important parts if the Reploid ends up dying or going missing. And sometimes the game puts these Reploids in very inconvenient spots, next to inconvenient nightmares, next to inconvenient pits, and you end up falling down a pit and watching a nightmare eat a Reploid and nothing you can do about it, and then it goes missing. So hooray, you might have just lost something fairly important. This is Commander Yamaric. I forgot his name. Or I forgot how to pronounce his name. He's very easy to fight, which is another great reason to come here first. And his weapon is fairly likable. Commander Yamark. He's a dragonfly. I like his design too. And so we have a little back and forth banter, but there's nothing too important here. Now those blue orbs that we were getting from those nightmares, if we collect enough of those, that's what will let us equip more parts that we pick up from Reploids onto X and 0. And notice he's level 1 and he's almost dead. The Mavericks here don't have too much health starting out. Do they always start at level 1? Well, they do start at level 1. I don't know how long they stay at level 1 or with that health bar. I don't think it gets super ridiculously long. And the rematches aren't ridiculously sized health bars like they were in X5. It maintains reasonableness. And that thing we just picked up also gives us more, basically more of those blue orbs. They will increase our hunter rank. See down there, our hunter rank is C. Those are souls, That's what we're obtaining, souls. And we found a mysterious item. It's related to the nightmare. It's the nightmare soul, yes. Oh, thank you for explaining everything I just did, Aelia. A little slow there. But that's okay. We still like you anyways. Sort of. And we get the Yanmar option. And here's what we who we rescued. And what they're giving us if they give us something. There's a picture of what it is. And so we got life up, energy up, super recover, and rapid S. Awesome. And we also got leg parts for the blade armor. And this will give us a little bit of an insight to Commander Yamark, or whatever boss we just defeated. And Aelia will tend to know, personally know some of these guys and gives us a little insight. It's kind of nice if you want more insight on those guys. Not majorly important to the plot. And we have a cutscene. I have a report. An investigator was already destroyed by that Maverick Hunter, I know. It's shameful they can't beat that mysterious old robot. Isaac, keep an eye on that hunter for a while. Yes, sir. Oh, how's the experiment going? Everything is going great, and the effect is brilliant. We achieved 99.98% success rate by now. This is an amazing invention. But if you use Hymax in just minutes, you could control all Reploids on Earth. Even the Maverick Hunter was no match. No, continue the experiment for now. I want you to keep gathering data. Yes, sir. By the way, have you found out what you're looking for? I guess it doesn't exist in this world. Oh no, it does. I've seen him. Little bit of crypticness going on in the plot here. And I don't feel like this conversation is ever, well explained to us. Besides, he isn't some low Reploid that would die in such a trivial battle. Pretty sure they're referring to Zero here. I'll admit he's as persistent as X. Alive or not, there are many options. Alright, so, little spoiler alert. That little piece that Gate picked up at the beginning, or in the first part, that was a piece of Zero. And so he's going to try and use that to become, powerful or something. Anyway, just do the work and keep an eye on X. Yes, sir.